This man is the last smart person on Earth. 50 years later, humans on Earth are extremely foolish, with trash piling up like mountains, and occasionally there's a massive trash avalanche. Collapsed buildings are only tied together with ropes, and broken bridges are left unrepaired. He came from 50 years ago, and just because he answered whether an egg was laid by a chicken or a duck correctly, he became the president. Why are humans so foolish at this time? With tech advancing fast, smart folks didn't want kids, while average families loved having them. To save smart genes, they put two geniuses in hibernation to save the world later. Ward and Maya were the first. They'd wake in a year, but the leader got arrested, and the experiment was forgotten. The pods were trashed. 500 years passed. Intelligence dropped. Trash piled up, and no one cleaned. A garbage truck tipped, and the last bottle fell, causing a trash avalanche into the city, sweeping Ward's pod along. It was swept into a room where a simpleton was watching a low IQ TV show. The newly awakened Ward, still groggy, was thrown out by the simpleton. Ward thought it was all an illusion. He went to a hospital and saw the billboards were crooked. The inside was chaotic, and even the way of seeing a doctor left him dumbfounded. They didn't ask anything, just chose a cartoon icon. He wanted to drink some water but found only soda coming out of the faucet. Ward was sent for a checkup. The doctor took out 3 metal rods, one for the mouth, one for the ear, and one for the rear, and placed them. The doctor then said it was a mistake and they had to do it again. After a series of bizarre actions, the doctor randomly picked one and inserted it again. Ward found a magazine on the doctor's desk with a date showing it was the year 250, and he finally realized he had been asleep for 50 years. Ward opened the curtains and saw the world was in chaos. Even the fallen buildings were tied with ropes, and the broken bridges were left unrepaired. Then, the doctor noticed Ward lacked an identity barcode. As an unidentified person, Ward was arrested and taken to court. The judge and jury seemed dim-witted. The court appointed a lawyer for Ward, who was the oaf that threw him out. The oaf didn't defend Ward but joined in accusing him of being guilty, claiming he was pretentious and disturbed others from watching TV. The courtroom laughed, and without evidence, Ward was sentenced to life. Before prison, he took an IQ test asking if eggs were laid by chickens or ducks, leaving Ward incredulous. Yet, only he got it right, realizing the world had become idiotic. Entering prison, Ward saw the dim-witted inmates and guards and thought of escaping. He told a guard it was his release day, and the guard let him go. He swaggered out of the prison. Ward returned to the oaf's house. He told the oaf that by following him, he could have gold chains, watches, and barbecues. The oaf believed him. They learned of a time machine that could take Ward back 500 years. The police arrived, and they jumped out the window to escape, while Maya was conning people. Ward took her along as they fled. The car ran out of power, and they fled on foot, but the police found the car. They fired at the car, and an officer used a rocket launcher backward, hitting a plane. They scattered, and Ward was caught again. This time, he was taken to the White House for answering the chicken or duck egg question correctly, catching the president's attention. Ward met the top officials, who seemed dim-witted. The president, a martial arts champion, had high hopes for Ward and held an appointment ceremony. After a commotion, the president fired a machine gun to calm things, appointing Ward as the Minister of the Interior, telling the nation Ward could solve the Secretary of Agriculture's problem in a week. Ward used his position to find the oaf and have him draw a map of the time machine's route. He used a geography survey to find Maya, planning to sneak away with her under the pretense of going to the restroom. When they opened the Hanwha map, they were stunned, thinking if Han was reliable, even pigs could climb trees. They had to find another way. Returning to the geography, a liquid sprayed on them. Ward realized people used drinks to irrigate crops, causing them not to grow. People only knew water was for toilets, and drinks were everywhere, even for newborns. Ward explained crops need water, but they thought he was crazy since they'd never seen crops from a toilet. Ward lied he understood crops, saying they needed water. People tried it, and unexpectedly, Using water instead of drinks crashed the beverage company's stock, causing mass unemployment. With drinks replacing water, nearly half the population worked for beverage companies. Everyone blamed Ward. Ward was jailed again. To stop him from escaping, his foot was tied to a big stone, solving the escape problem. Ward was sent to the arena. If he beat 3 giant mechs, he'd be free. But his car was small with a rock, a suicide mission. The third mech broke down due to its creator's stupidity, buried by the rock. Facing 2-on-1, Ward had no chance. Then Maya saw armor watered with water-grew leaves. In the arena, Ward tore off the car roof and used his smarts to counterattack. He escaped the car with the rock, and as 2 tanks collided, the audience's laughter stopped. Just when Ward thought he won, someone from the ruins fired at him, igniting the scene. Maya arrived, found a cameraman, and projected the growing crops on the big screen. At the field, they forgot what to do and argued. Han punched the cameraman, and the camera fell, projecting the crops on the big screen. Everyone was shocked, and the president saved Ward. He announced a pardon for Ward. Han led them to the time machine, which was just a ride, not a real time machine. They couldn't go back and had to stay. Ward became president, leading humanity towards intelligence. Ward and Maya had 3 smart kids. Han had 8 wives and 32 weak kids. The story ends here. The film shows chaos after human intelligence regresses, with trash unhandled and armor watered with drinks. To improve intelligence, read more, watch news, eat less junk food, and sleep more. This is key.